Colin Cowherd. Hey, Colin, how you doing this Monday?
Doing great. Wonderful weekend for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll explain why. In a bad weekend for LeBron James, there's a player poll out, and it's pretty damning, the answers from other players. That's coming up.
All right, Colin, thanks. Time for our final topic of the day. The Rockets blew out the Suns yesterday for their 6th straight win, but the bigger story is how they did it. They shot a lot of threes. Houston broke their own NBA record with 27 threes in the win, and James Harden even sat out the 4th. So, Shannon, is this record a big deal or no big deal?
No, this is what they do. They got 57 attempts up, Skip. And, you know, they get hot. They're more than capable. And because everybody's shooting threes, I can assure you, within the next 2 to 3 years, somebody's going to probably make 30, 32 threes in a ball game. I've always felt they're the biggest threat to the Warriors. They took the Warriors 7 games last year, never hit more than 16 in the game. But I tell you what, they catch fire like this here, they sweeping everybody.
Really?
They sweeping everybody. They catch fire like this.
Good. Then I hope they draw San Antonio in the first round. I'm going to win like 17 cases of Diet Dew on that series.
It won't even go
You know what I loved about last night?
What?
After 4 straight misses to try to break the record, guess who said, I got this? Austin Rivers said with a minute left, I got this. I love what he's brought to their team. He's brought a toughness coming off the bench and a clutchness. I've just always liked his game, and I think that was a big addition for them. So, way to go, Austin.
They're more than capable. There's no telling. They might have, if James Harden had played the 4th, they might have got 40.
They might have, but Devin Booker didn't play. Jimmer Fredette played 5 minutes for Phoenix. That's how bad it got.
Well, look. So he would have had to play the 4th quarter because Book gonna get his points too. Now Book him, Daniel.
Yep.
Making those threes look easy. I don't know. Just not
James,
hard.
I don't know James, but he might have been too little, too late.
That is it for us. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern. Right now, Colin tells you why Big Ben and Juju were the big winners in the Antonio Brown trade. The herd starts right now.
Undisputed.
Monday, here we go. This is The Herd. Wherever you may be and however you may be listening, we are live in Los Angeles on iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. 1 hour from now, exactly where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong. I'm going to hand out my NBA regular season awards. They're a little offbeat. They go a little contrarian to the usual NBA awards. Some good, some bad, some ugly. I'll be handing those out. Joy Taylor's obviously with me here on Monday. How are you?
I'm great. Good morning.
Good morning to you. And I'm only going to speak for guys. If you want to motivate a guy, call him out, doubt him, poke him in the ribs, tell him there's things he can't do. That's a way to motivate a guy. I'm going to only speak for guys since I'm a guy. I'm going to double down on this. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win their division next year and are going to have a great year. It's going to be the rebound year. Because over the weekend, Antonio Brown used to be a Steeler, went out again taking shots at the Steelers. Took shots at the receiver that won the MVP award that apparently freaked AB out, Juju Smith-Schuster. And Antonio Brown called him, names, and then Juju Smith-Schuster came back and said, don't get your emotion on the internet. And Antonio Brown said, emotion? Boy fumbled the whole postseason in the biggest game of the year. Everybody went blind and busy making guys famous. Not enough reality these days. By the way, check the list. It was a whizzing match between, a Hall of Fame level guy, Antonio Brown, and a very good young receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster for the Steelers. And what it heightened was this. The Steelers got rid of the right guy. Anytime you have a divorce, the bitter person in the divorce that can't get over it, they always eventually unravel. They just unravel. The person that gets over it first. By the way, Big Ben this week, did you hear what he's going to do? He announced he's going to quit doing his Monday radio show in Pittsburgh after games. I predicted when all this stuff happened, all these guys taking shots at Big Ben, I said, it's going to motivate him. Steelers getting ripped, it's going to motivate him. Le'Veon Bell taking shots. They won't let me be a human, not just a football player. Antonio Brown, it's all Big Ben. And they're still yapping. And the Steelers, Big Ben says, you know what, I'm not going to do that radio show. I'm going to focus really this year on football. And Mike Tomlin saying all the right things. Let me double down. All this noise, Steelers had to make choices. They got rid of the right people. I mean, you're in a new relationship, AB. You got a new team and a new contract and all that money. It's disrespectful to go after the Steelers. Concentrate on your own team, your own teammates. Well, what message are you sending to the Raiders? You're still all caught up in your emotions with Pittsburgh. And this, to me, feels like Big Ben is laughing this morning, going, told you he was crazy. Told you he's ridiculous. Told you the money changed him. Never forget, former Steeler Ryan Clark. Remember what he said about Antonio Brown?
I knew already that they were going to offer Antonio. And he's walking past, and I turned to the strength coach, and I say, when you give him money, you're going to create a monster. That day in practice, Antonio and I almost get into a fight because he's saying things to Coach LeBeau. He's screaming at Coach LeBeau, screaming at us defensively, don't touch me, I'm the franchise, this and that, because he already had that mindset. And now with success, with money, these things come.
They always say about money, it makes you more of what you are. If you're a giving person, you become more philanthropic. If you're a selfish person, money makes you more selfish. It's like alcohol. Alcohol basically makes you more of what you truly are. Money does the same thing. This morning, the Pittsburgh Steelers are all going, we told you. We told you. And the Raiders are going, why is he talking about the Steelers? We're paying him all this money, new team, new offense, new focus. He'll be the man. I'll double down. Steelers win their division. They're going to be motivated by the Browns talking, Antonio talking, Le'Veon talking, and Big Ben cancels his Monday radio show, wants to focus more on football. I don't play fantasy football. If I did, I would go big on Big Ben and big on Juju Smith-Schuster this year. They're going to prove this is how guys operate. You want to get a guy focused, take shots at him, badmouth him, doubt him. Big year for the Steelers coming up and a great weekend for Pittsburgh. They chose the right guy to get out of the building. Let me shift to this. The Athletic is a subscription-based sports section. Bunch of good writers and stuff. You pay a monthly fee and you get The Athletic. Sam Amick works for them. He's an NBA guy. And, they do polls and stuff all the time. Like NBA, I like polls. I like lists and polls. And you can do these anonymously so people can be brutally honest about stuff. That's why you have anonymous sources, because people can be more honest if they don't put their name on stuff. So you do need some anonymous sources. Never forget, that's how Nixon got booted from the White House, got impeached. It was some anonymous sources. Okay? You need some anonymous sources. You don't want all of them. But polls are always great because, players have buddies and friends they don't want a dog. But a poll will give you an honest response. And almost a third of the league was polled by The Athletic, NBA players. And they were asked a bunch of questions. This is the one that's really interesting because they can be honest now. This won't hurt their money. It won't hurt their locker room. It won't hurt their business. It won't hurt friendships. They can be totally honest about this. Who's the best player of all time? 30% of the guys in the league answered. Now, you would think, Michael, LeBron, the last 7-8 years, there have been a lot of support among NBA players for LeBron James in that debate. Fans tend to like MJ over LeBron. But players, a lot of players, MJ was selfish, not much of a giver. LeBron's been pretty much a giver. LeBron has a bunch of buddies in the league. He's elevated players. And the numbers came out. 73% say Jordan's the best ever. LeBron got less than 12%. And Kobe was neck and neck with LeBron. The hell? You got to be kidding me. We've not even talked about LeBron and Kobe the last 10 years. It has been a given. This, once again, is LeBron, the chosen one, the king, getting very self-reverential in the last year. I always felt LeBron's brand was a we brand. It's got his guys from high school. It's about elevating others. And in the last year, it's become a me brand. He's gone Hollywood, or at least too much Hollywood. LA Times calendar section. He's coming out. Oh, the city loves him. City's talking about. No, city doesn't love him. Hollywood may. But the city, Staples Arena is not Hollywood. It's on Olympic Boulevard in LA. It's a long way from Hollywood. So he did an interview LeBron did Friday. And this is kind of the new LeBron. He used to make a point, even though he was great, of elevating others and us and together. And listen to this. Listen to the words he uses now.
For me personally, it's a disappointment for myself because I hold myself to such a high standard. Being in the foxhole, like me being in a uniform, me being on the floor, I know I could command my guys more than that. I know what I can do for the franchise and what I can do for the team. So I'm basically trying to speed up my body to get back on the floor, but also my mind is kind of shot because I just want to be out there for my guys. I know what I bring to the game. I know my commitment to the game. I've never cheated the game, and throughout my career, it's always given back to me. I am guaranteeing my body, I'm guaranteeing my mind will be and always be in championship mindset.
How many I's did we have there? 15, 20? I, me, I, me, I. Calendar section, my projects, me, I, no Lakers, part of those projects. Like LeBron has moved into Hollywood, and in Hollywood, they just love to have award shows about themselves. Hollywood is so fond of themselves. They love to cheer. They always get it more than the rest of us. They're so much smarter than us. I, me, I, me. That doesn't even sound like LeBron 5 years ago. That poll by NBA players, LeBron neck and neck with Kobe? I thought that argument had been won by LeBron. You notice who's gotten way more popular in the last year? Kobe Bryant. What people are telling you, players are telling you is Kobe played, then did his stuff. LeBron's trying to do both at the same time. And this is part of that story last week where Brian Windhorst came out and said, sources told him that Space Jam 2, LeBron was having trouble getting players just to be in a movie and play pretend basketball with him. Kevin Durant, word is he'd rather play for the Knicks than the Lakers. Kawhi would rather play for the Clippers than LeBron and the Lakers. Paul George would rather live in OKC and play with Westbrook than the Lakers. He's from Los Angeles. Folks, I haven't gone anti-LeBron. I trust my eyes. I trust my sources. That interview Friday, I, me. LeBron was a we guy. He's a me guy. It's a bad look, and that poll lets you know exactly how all that's landing to players in the league. There's been a tipping point. Best player of all time, LeBron's neck and neck with Kobe. I mean, I thought that thing would that had been decided, right? We never argued that was LeBron was either best or second best. That poll was a referendum. Guys have gotten a little tired of mogul, show, movie, me, I. It's off-brand. It's not who he is. I mean, again, Tom Brady's brand's always been family football. Even in his documentary, he was always at home with his family talking football. LeBron's brand was, I'm taking my high school guys, I'm joining my friends, banana boat, us. It's not that way in L.A. It's gone heavy I, heavy me. That poll, an indicator of it. Really interesting. There was one more, and I'll get to this later in the show. There was one more question asked by players. I think the players are out of their gourd, and they completely dissed a great NBA player, like to a shocking level. We'll do that maybe before the hour, maybe top of next hour. We have Colin right, Colin wrong. Coming up next, the moment of the weekend in sports, and I think it didn't get any credit. Certainly not the credit it deserved. That's coming up. Everybody is trying to eat a little healthier. I think we live in a country now where we're more